Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. On Thursday night, Russian forces once again targeted Ukraine's civilian infrastructure in a large-scale drone and missile attack. In the port region of Odessa, Russian troops struck the city of Artillerymen with attack drones overnight, damaging a critical infrastructure facility and an administrative building. In the neighboring Kherson region, two emergency medical teams hit Russian propelled mines, small wing-shaped anti-personnel devices that detonate upon contact. Local officials noted that Russian troops have littered frontline towns with these mines, deliberately targeting civilians. One person was wounded in the incident. Over the past 24 hours, 4 apartment blocks and 11 private houses were also damaged in the region, and one person was killed. Meanwhile, in Russia, powerful explosions rocked the city of Oryol on the morning of November 13th. Fire broke out in several districts of the regional center following the attack. Preliminary assessments by independent monitoring analysts suggest that Oryol was hit by jet-powered drones. The regional governor, however, claimed that air defenses intercepted several targets and that falling debris caused minor damage in residential areas. It is important to note that local government statements often differ from the visible aftermath and independent analysts as such incidents. Earlier this month, on November 5th, Ukrainian drones targeted Oryol's thermal power plant. Now moving on to our next topic, the Frontline. Ukraine's deep state analytical project reported Russian advances in the southern part of Pokrovsk and in areas south of the city. According to Ukrainian analysts, Russian forces continue, quote, clearing operations inside of Pokrovsk, although pockets of Ukrainian resistance remain. At the same time, Ukrainian counterattacks have been reported northwest of Pokrovsk and along the Pokrovsk-Dobropilya highway. Ukrainian military researchers estimate that between November 3rd and 9th, Russian troops captured 108 square kilometers of Ukrainian territory, the first acceleration in territorial gains in 2 months, with the average daily advance increasing from 9 to 15 square kilometers. Based on the data from Ukraine's general staff, the number of combat engagement rose by 19% compared to the previous week, averaging 179 attacks per day. On the Pokrovsk axis, which remains the most active frontline sector, the number of Russian assault operations increased by 28%. Meanwhile, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the situation for Ukrainian forces in Pokrovsk remains, quote, extremely difficult, stressing that any decision on troop withdrawal will be made solely by commanders on the ground. While carrying out a combat mission in the Pokrovsk direction, an operator from the Gentleman's Team unit of the Ukrainian 3rd Special Forces Regiment demonstrated exceptional vigilance and composure. Moving in a combat buggy, the soldier noticed a camouflage FPV drone trap set up by the enemy on the road. His immediate reaction was a short burst of fire which neutralized the ambush from a safe distance. Ukrainian combat helicopter crews are continuing to show exceptional skill in taking down enemy drones. During their latest mission, pilots destroyed several aerial targets, including Shahed kamikaze UAVs and an Orlan 10 reconnaissance drone that was helping direct enemy artillery fire. Despite low cloud cover and limited night visibility, Ukrainian helicopters were able to detect and eliminate the threats with precision. On the front line, even high-tech equipment sometimes calls for a hands-on approach. In a newly released footage, the crew of an AS-90 self-propelled artillery unit is seen performing field repairs right at their position, using improvised tools to unscrew the muzzle brake. And scenes like this are a routine part of an artilleryman's job. Constant strain, heavy firing, and harsh frontline conditions wear down equipment fast, while maintenance options remain limited. As a result, crews often double as mechanics and engineers, keeping their weapons combat ready, sometimes working right on the ground. In the Liman sector, Ukrainian Special Operations Forces carried out a lightning-fast sweep of enemy positions. During the operation, a team of operators eliminated 3 occupiers and captured their radio stations, personal documents, and other intelligence materials valuable for future missions. Now, there were no mishaps, just coordinated work, steady focus, and precise execution. The group's actions once again highlighted the high level of training among Ukrainian special forces, where every mission is defined by precision, speed, and results. And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.